Hi guys, welcome to Jane Talks. Hope you're having a great week so far. Um, Last week was just wild, I guess I'll say, for me. A lot of, personal growth as far as like revelations and understandings and like light bulb moments and all kinds of things like that. And I think it's so cool how that happens in your life, and then things seem to fall into place and into order for you in ways that you don't even anticipate. I know that I've admitted about struggling with my spirituality, and I guess that was one of the biggest light bulb moments for me was the realization that you know we we're all surrounded by this power that kind of it surrounds us, it connects us, we connect to it. And I kind of feel like, in a nutshell, to totally oversimplify things, that that's our true purpose, is to connect to the power. And once you do that, that helps you figure out everything else in your life, from who you are to where you're going, what you want to do, to your purpose, to relationships and health, anything like that. And I think that like lately I've been reading and thinking on the universe and things like that. And I know that I've talked about thinking, pondering some of those questions too. But one of the things that I thought was really interesting, I've been working on a project that I'm doing, and I'm so excited about it now, I guess, because it's it's all about the journey that I've been on and that so many of us struggle with. And in reality, in a nutshell, it's connecting to yourself. And I think it's so cool that it took that revelation for me to have clarity about what I was doing. I knew what I was doing, but to say it, to share it, to have it make sense, I guess, to other people, that was my whole hold up, I guess. And it's interesting because the very thing that I'm so passionate about, I didn't have 100% clarity on. And I think it's really interesting how things like that happen in your life, and you realize, wow, well, good thing I didn't launch that, because probably not a really good thing to launch if you're not clear on. But I think that often we don't even realize that we aren't connected to something. I think that struggle and self-examination and all of those things are, I think, in a nutshell, just part of life in one way, but in another way, they're challenges that we can either rise to or run from. And I think either choice is very human and very natural and very normal. And it kind of depends on who you are and where you want to go within your life. If you're satisfied to be stuck where you are, like, by all means, like, there is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with loving where you're at, loving the life you've got. But if you struggle with wanting something more, or just a feeling of restlessness and not happy with where you are, then don't you owe it to yourself to keep going and figure that out? I think that's crucial. I think it's imperative. I think it's imperative to fight for yourself. And I think if anything came clear to me, it was that very thing right there. Over the years of my life, I've talked very freely about abuse. I've talked about control. I've talked about the things that I had no control over that held me back. And when I look back over those things, I realize that I fought for my kids, I fought for my career, I fought for my marriage. But you know what I forgot? I forgot to fight for me. And when I thought about that, I literally bawled, just bawled, because I realized that, and again, we've talked about this together too, is that if I'm not okay myself, I'm not really able to help anybody else. And I think that that's something that was very powerful for me in that way, because I realized that, you know what? I have to have clarity and confidence and courage. And when I look back over my life, I think, you know what? I know that I was courageous sometimes. I had to be. It wasn't a choice. I had to fight. I had to fight. It was like fight or flight. And I couldn't run away, so I had to fight. And I feel like in so many ways like that, life in general is like this. But I think only until you bring that realization home to yourself and you realize, I'm the one that's not connected. All of the things that I thought I lost everything. I lost truth. I lost love. I lost them. And I did, but it was because I disconnected. They're still there. They're in me. I'm finding them. They're there. I just need to reinvent myself around them, in that I have to search myself to know what is truth and what is love so that I can connect to it. So I hope that makes some kind of sense. It was very clear to me as it happened, and if I had more time to give more details, I'm sure that would make more sense to you. But have a great week. Talk to you next week.